The Fine Arts program at Widener University offers a dynamic experience for students. Students have the opportunity to specialize in studio art, dance, music, or arts management, while also taking classes in art and music history. Students blend their love of arts with preparation for a career in physical therapy or social work, or double major in another field such as creative writing, modern language, or mathematics. These are just some of the options students can explore when majoring in fine arts at Widener University.
I've been the chair of the program since we started it about 10 years ago. In the most abstract sense, I would say it's a form of communication that goes beyond words. It's a very different approach to thinking. And they can do it with something that really challenges them. From a very practical point of view, it's an entree into, say, the physical therapy program. Students, when they've left, have gone into really interesting and quite different fields. Some have gone into law enforcement, education, some are working in the medical field. We have somebody in the PT program, somebody who's an art buyer. So it prepares you for a lot of different things, not just doing something in art or music or dance.
There are a variety of performance groups and ensembles that students can become involved in.
There's the chamber music program, the Widener Chorale, which is part of the vocal music program. There is the pep band and the wind ensemble and the jazz ensemble, which all fit into the wind program. There's a gospel choir. There is the Widener Dance program. There's also the Widener Dance Company. And there's a studio art club and also a student-run vocal group called Keeping It Trill. And the art gallery also, obviously, where students can exhibit stuff or they can go and really look at what some of the local artists are doing. It's really a wonderful resource. I'd like to create a community of artists. People who are part of the fine arts major, people who are minors, people who are within one of those performance or visual art programs. I'd like to see them realize that they can work together. We have a lot of people who like to find out about the dance program. So they will actually come on campus, I'll take them down, they'll meet the students, they'll participate in a class. If they're interested in music, come have a lesson with somebody. For visual art, I'd like to take them down to the art studio so they can actually take part in the class. Because it's great to hear about it, it's much better to participate.
Art covers the gamut from interiors to personal to aesthetics exteriors.
Professor really pushes me and she challenges me, so I really like that part about it.
We start with fairly realistic objects and subjects, but you see the world in detail as opposed to in generalizations.
I think more holistically. I think in a broader sense of view, I don't look at one thing and take it for what it is. Like, for instance, this painting, it's very easy to say, like, this is orange, this is red, this is blue, but there's like hundreds of colors in just this one picture. So I think if you take classes like this, it really expands your way of thinking. That's probably one of the main reasons you come to college, is to change the way you think for the better.
I think it's important to learn from the people of the past. Just, it really brings out what you're about and what other people are about.
Music therapy is for people who have like a mental disability like autism or Asperger's or even Alzheimer's, like older in their life. And it kind of helps them redirect their focus and they can create stuff so that way they can learn new things and kind of helps them find confidence within themselves.
Looking at objects in a different view, you don't just look at one object, I can say that object is blue or green, but then when you're painting, you're like, there's almost every color of the rainbow in that color green there. There's just so many possibilities, so you're just trying to wrap your head around it, and it kind of opens you up to the world.
Whether it's music or painting on canvas, it really brings out like the person in you. I feel like it helps you get to know yourself better.
Never thought much about the clouds until they had to paint some. And they see them going by and they go, oh my goodness, there are a lot of cloud formations out there, and they're starting to see things in another light, literally.
Well, the art club was actually started by a group of students who were passionate about studio art and wanted a venue outside of class where they could in fact get together and explore that passion. It's all up to the students, what they do, what they choose to participate in. It's really student generated. One of the reasons that the university runs each year student art shows in our art gallery have to do with really students being able to share their passion and their interest in those areas with a wider audience.
The Fine Arts program at Widener allows students the opportunity to maintain and develop their interest in the arts while realistically experiencing the professional world. There's the 4-credit dance classes, which are modern dance and dance repertory, and those are the classes that I teach. But then there are 2 student-run organizations, Widener Dance Company, which has, I think, over 300 members right now. It's the largest student-run organization on campus, and the Pride Pack. And the Pride Pack performs at some of the basketball games, at football games, pep rallies. It's business people, marketing, communications, hospitality. They have all of these skills that they bring to the arts, but that the arts also help facilitate and allow them to grow as individuals.
Whether it's WDC, Pride Pack Dance Crew, as well as the Modern Dance Program, I think my experience has been one of the most fulfilling.
We look at the way that choreography can be a form of nonviolent positive social change, in addition to something that could be entertaining.
You really just get to explore yourself more as a person, as a dancer. We learn to communicate through our bodies, not so much as just speaking, but really how to expand throughout our movements, which I think is really something a lot of people don't get to see and that they don't really understand.
The students participate in Student Project Day, where we perform and collaborate with the Chamber Music Program. The students also have a final performance.
When we're at our recitals, we're able to really see emotion. Sometimes you'll see people start to tear up.
I think a big part of it is making friends. You meet so many different people.
It's provided like structure and discipline, time management, like so many of these core things that really help out, especially when it comes to being in college.
I would say that it's unique because the dance company is very diverse, different styles, many different types of people, experienced, non-experienced, kind of brings it all together, lets everyone enjoy and also have fun.
Through performing in front of other people, through learning how to take constructive criticism and just build your self-esteem a lot.
Pride Pack was founded on the love and passion for dance, and we wanted to create a sense of school spirit. We are now performing at every halftime for football and basketball, and actually working with the recruits for football and selling all their apparel, so it's really grown. It's definitely powerful. I think the power of dance is something that's special and unique to each individual person, and the way that you can affect someone in the audience, it's heartwarming because you never know what that person has been through, and you're touching other people's lives and you don't realize it.
You really start to connect with the world around you as well as your fellow dancers, so it's really cool.
I'd have to say blossoming. It has truly grown since my freshman year. Pride Pact is relatively new. It started with students in this dance class, and we're just going to get more involvement on campus and have a bigger appreciation for the fine arts throughout the community.
In this very moment, the program is growing, and we have a beautiful studio. We have students who are excited.
It's a great way to express yourself.
It builds such a sense of confidence.
It gets you out of your comfort zone.
I would say it's been life-changing. It really has.
About the arts at Widener is that they are multifaceted, but they also support the professional development of the student's intended career path.
I'm a freshman hospitality management student, and I've sung my entire life. So coming into college, I wanted to continue that learning experience and continue to sing because I really enjoy it. And that is when I found out about the vocal program.
I didn't know that they had a vocal program, and I auditioned the first day that I found out. And it was really cool because I got the opportunity to do what I love and another thing I love, which is business. So in one curriculum.
I'm the director of the chorale at Widener University. It's a chorale that has a long tradition here at the school, believe it or not. All you have to do is audition, and if you pass the audition, you get a scholarship towards your tuition.
What they have to do on their end is attend choir once a week, 2 hours on a Monday night, and then in addition to that, they get a half an hour a week private voice lesson with me. And then at the end of every semester, we do a studio concert.
We're invited to sing at sporting events. We're invited to sing at at dinners and functions.
My voice coach and chorale director are both really talented people, and so I just feel like I'm really gaining a lot of new knowledge when it comes to singing.
Last year to now, I feel like I've gotten so much better and so much more confident.
Only people singing are the people who want to and who love to do it, and so we all love what we're doing and we want to do well in it, and so that's just a really great atmosphere to be working in.
Singing is definitely like a stress reliever. It gives me like an outlet, like, all right, you had a bad day, all right, you get to go sing and enjoy that time.
You think, oh, well, they're doing, you know, their schoolwork and music, but a lot of our music kids are also doing volunteer work. They're traveling, they're doing, like, they just juggle a million different things, and that's very typical of musicians. So I just feel like it creates a well-rounded individual.
The Widener Chorale is one facet of a fine arts program that is growing.
It's a wonderful opportunity to, you know, provide this option for incoming students. It's just a wonderful way to express yourself and get involved in the community, make new friends, really find yourself outside of the classroom.
Why is an arts program necessary? Well, because I think ultimately as humans, the arts are fundamental.
The vocal program builds your confidence to sing elsewhere if you desire to do that.
With Widener, there's a lot of things that are happening that are definitely gonna make Widener's art program hopefully grow and become something to be recognized.
Because it gives you diversity, it gives you an opportunity to put yourself out there on campus. As Widener does not provide a vocal major, I can still be a business student or an engineer student or a nursing student and still get provided with a scholarship for something I love to do, which is to sing.
The idea was that students who came and made music together would be happier.
They really enjoy being a part of the music program and, you know, taking a few hours out of their day, out of their week to continue to make music. And I think it's a de-stressing activity for them.
Being an engineer major and having all kinds of math and science classes, it's really nice to have some time once a week where I can just pick up my violin and just kind of do something different.
Any sort of artistic expression, any sort of exposure to an artistic sensibility is going to benefit the student in any number of ways, in terms of critical thought, in terms of creative thought, in terms of channeling their energies in different directions.
I'm in wind ensemble, I'm in the chamber group, and I'm also in jazz band.
It's very easy to bond in the pep band because we spend a lot of time together at football games, at basketball games.
I've definitely met people that I never would have met otherwise, people that aren't necessarily in the sciences.
Not just playing music as any other band, but to actually get a sense of the history of the music that we play, the influential people that did it, and what was the intent of the music when it was composed.
So wind ensemble, that's more of a kind of a contemporary, modern kind of style of playing. For jazz, the focus is much more improvisational. It's much more of the 1940s kind of stuff. And chamber music is when we kind of change it up. It's much more of a orchestral kind of small, tight group.
I think it's enriching because I think it helps enrich the other studies that a student's doing here at Widener. They could be majoring in a lot of different things, but I think the music program here helps bring a well-roundedness to the students.
They share experiences that are unique to that group, and I think that also impacts their ability to work with other people, to deal with other people, to speak with other people throughout their lives.
You have fun with all these different textures and layers.
The understanding of styles and interpretation, and that just encompasses analytical thinking. Being able to identify the difference between the conceptual component of each piece of music we play and how it should be approached.
To be involved in the program gives us like a sense of community. If you like playing jazz music, this is definitely the place to go.
Participating in any fine art, music specific to jazz program is important because of this sense of culture.
Widener is very unique because it doesn't have a music major, yet it gives you that venue for people like myself. Hey, you know, we're involved in really rigorous majors and we definitely want to keep on playing music.
We also have scholarship opportunities for students who are either fine arts majors or for those who just want to participate in the performance groups. So there is a vocals scholarship, there's a dance scholarship, there's a chamber music scholarship, and there's a wind scholarship. And students are eligible for one of the music ones, but they're also eligible for the dance one. So you could conceivably, if you dance and say play piano, you could find yourself applying for 2 scholarships. In terms of benefits for students, because we're small, we can help people find internships. They get to work incredibly closely with internationally recognized professionals. For example, in dance, they get to work with a choreographer who's got literally an international reputation. If you're in the jazz band, you get to work with John Widener, who has reputation all over the world. And so it gives you this chance to, I would say, not only work with them, play with them, but sometimes you actually get to collaborate with them. You get to a point when you're doing your senior project, you have a fair amount of flexibility in what you can do. I mean, and I guess in a large major that is completely academic with nothing else, somebody says you're going to work on a research paper. And we do offer that option. It's a fine option. But if you want to do a dance recital, if you want to do a music recital, if you want to curate an exhibit, if you want to put an exhibit of your own works up, that's possible because we're small enough that we can be flexible. And there are enough people who have that expertise to work with you, so it's not just a I'll slap it together kind of situation, but it's really, when you're done, a very, very professional experience from start to finish. You don't think of it as straight 9 to 5 and now I'm all done. It's really, it's a whole way of life.
Students with differing levels of experience and expertise are empowered to express themselves through a variety of mediums. The goal is not only to teach students how to share their talents and acquire skills, but to communicate complex messages through art.